Let's get going. Everybody's doing alright today. Okay. We're doing some flight sim today. Y'all have to forgive me. We are still working on bindings, key binds, stuff like that. Used to play this game a good bit on Xbox back in the day. So, yeah. Alrighty. Let's get it going, shall we? I haven't decided where we're going to depart yet. Alright, so there's a career mode. I haven't done the career mode. Maybe we should do the career mode. We'll start that off. Haven't done it yet. Do something a little exciting. Pretty cool. So one thing that's really cool about the game, they incorporated a lot of like people and mechanics in the game since 2020. Rise of a pilot. Choose any location in the world where you want to start your career. How about Huntsville? Welcome in, everyone. How you doing? Huntsville Executive Airport. That's where we're going to start our career. There's our character. This is cool. Doing the career mode.
Hello there. You must be short 116, right?
That's a me. How does everything sound, guys? Is the audio good? Let me know if it's too loud or my mic's not loud enough. Let me know.
Welcome to Huntsville Executive Airport T. I'm Arturo, the owner of this aero club.
What up, bro?
Here at the club, we provide all the training lessons you need to get started and earn your private pilot license.
Heck yeah.
Then, once you've earned your PPL, you can build up your flight hours and get more experience by taking people out on
Hello,
first flights.
everyone. Welcome in, welcome in.
But before any of that, let's head outside and take a flight to get familiar with our aircraft and the local surroundings.
All right.
Welcome to the apron. This is where all our flying adventures begin.
Hell yeah.
Why don't you walk around a bit while I finish the pre-flight preparations?
Okay. So we can actually walk around here. Look at the aircraft.
Today we will be flying in a Cessna 172 Skyhawk. It's the main trainer airplane in our flight school.
Nice.
Our Cessna's got a glass cockpit and a 180 horsepower engine. Climbs well and is easy to fly. It's
She's
one
a
sweet
beaut, ain't
ride.
she?
I'm ready if you are. So hop in and buckle up. Let the good times roll.
Winged, what's up, Cascade? How's it going, man? I see you. How's everything sound, bro? Let me know. If I need to turn my mic up, turn the game down, just let me know, bro.
Welcome aboard.
What's up, Death Star?
While you settle in,
Welcome in, y'all.
let's go over our flight plan.
Glad to have y'all here.
After taking off, we will climb to 2,200 feet above sea level, and then fly over the airport to enjoy the view. Ready? Why don't you start the engine for us?
Okay, you're not gonna make it where we have to manually turn everything on? You're just gonna make us do the... Okay, whatever. We're just gonna do the easy way. Look at that bike, bro. Gonna get a GL1110.
Perfect.
Heck yeah, Death Star.
Wind is from 1 degree direction with...
What if I want to taxi to the runway, bro? Yeah, I actually enjoy streaming on Twitch a lot, y'all. I wish I could do it more. Switching cockpit with this. Bike runs like 2,025.
Alright, now comes the fun
Dang,
part.
dude.
After releasing the brakes and applying full power,
$600.
we'll
Can't beat
speed
it.
up and take off once we reach 55 knots airspeed.
Only 55 knots.
We will be climbing at 75 knots, which is the recommended climbing speed for the Cessna Skyhawk. While climbing, we will follow a left-hand traffic pattern and make 2 turns. Don't worry if it sounds overwhelming. I am here to help.
It's not
Release
overwhelming,
the
bro. I know what
parking
I'm doing.
brakes. Otherwise, we're not going anywhere.
I know what I'm doing, bro. I know what I'm doing.
Good. Ready for takeoff? Apply
ready for
full power
takeoff.
to get us moving.
Hang on, let me make sure this ain't wobbly. There we go. Full power.
You handle the yoke, and I'll take care of the pedals, steering the aircraft on the runway during takeoff.
Well, if you got the pedals, then I'm fine. Then I'll just worry about our pitch here. There's
We have reached 55 knots.
V1.
Pull the yoke a little bit to lift off.
Rotate. Whoop, wrong button. Oh shit. Upwind, on the end. That's the thing about this game, y'all. It's so much more sensitive than 2020 on Xbox. It is a lot more different. I'm here for it. I'm here
Perfect
for it.
climbing attitude and speed.
Thank you.
I see you know what you're doing.
I do know what I'm doing. Thank you very much, Mr. Pilot Instructor, sir.
We are 300 feet above the ground. I will retract the flaps. You keep climbing.
See, look, I already know all this, bro. You're throwing me off, man. Oh, what's up, everybody? I see y'all in here. How's everybody doing
We
today?
are approaching our first turn. As you'll see, the Cessna 172 requires very little yoke movement to turn.
You want to, oh, I see our GPS over there. We're just gonna do a base leg final turn. Approach back in. Are you turning, bro? He's turning for us. Come on, man. Come on. Okay, we'll let him take the reins on this one, y'all. We'll let him take the reins. We'll do some exterior views. He's doing all the turning. We're just doing the pitch. So, which is fine. Yeah, I
Keep
guess
climbing and prepare for the next turn.
Okay, well, he gave us full control of the aircraft. So we're gonna hop back into the cockpit here. I can't see shit. Reese crosswind end. Messing with my vibe. How am I messing with your vibe? Oh, he's messing with my
Okay,
vibe.
turn
Yes, he
left
is.
again.
I get what you're saying,
We're
bro.
almost there.
Yeah, he's messing
Remember,
with my vibe, man.
we need to climb to 2,200 feet. It will keep us 500 feet above the traffic pattern.
Sorry, we're a little high. aren't
Let's
we?
maintain a positive rate of climb for now.
Wait, oh, 2,200 feet. Okay.
Good. Maintain this speed and attitude for now.
Yes, sir. Yes, Lord Farquaad, sir. It's so much different, y'all. Like, just the overall aircraft mechanics. It's a lot more sensitive. Like, you can go into a
I
barrel
love the
roll
weather
easily.
today. The clouds are beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah, they're alright. I've seen better.
Let's maintain a positive rate of climb for now.
Okay.
Excellent. Look around. See our airport?
Gotta get out of here.
Let's fly over it.
Have a good day. You too, Death Star.
Excellent.
Thanks for hanging out, bro.
I know that you're busy navigating and controlling the plane, but don't forget to enjoy the view.
Look at that. Ain't that pretty? We need to change. We need to move our person somewhere here so y'all can see our HUD there. Whoa. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Oh yeah.
Well done.
Okay.
I believe you have a talent for piloting.
Haha, you
I
shouldn't
hope you
have.
enjoyed the flight. Let's head back to the ground now.
Okay. Are you gonna take the reins or am I gonna take the reins? Okay, you're gonna take the reins. Yay, mission success. I knew I could do that. I knew I could do that. Let's see if we can
I'm glad that we
move.
flew together today. This
on,
might be
Chad.
the first chapter in your pilot's journey.
Let's see
If
we
you
can
want to
move
embark
this.
on it, let's catch up at our headquarters.
Okay. Let's see if I can move this.
You seem comfortable out there. I'm sure you will get your PPL in no time.
I already got my PPL, bro. Nothing. No, just kidding. Just playing. let's see. I'm trying to see if I can move this real quick, y'all, so y'all can see a little better. Oh, it's not gonna let us move everything. Okay, well, I'm just gonna sit right here for now, if that's cool with y'all. I'm just gonna sit right here. I'm sure there's a way we can move the HUD where it's like centered or something.
There's a laptop in the office that shows all the certification information you'll need for your PPL exam. Take a look.
Okay. What is his name? Arturo? Arturo? Okay, so here we go. PPL exam. Guess we'll hit this.
Here you can see all the different certifications you can pass throughout your career.
Okay.
Your first step is to work towards your private pilot license.
Okay. Alright, private pilot airplane. I want to do commercial, man. Give me the commercial. We'll start off small, y'all. We'll start off small. Let's go to options real quick, and let's see if we can change our HUD. Let's see. What would that be under? That's our settings right here, guys. Our graphics are dynamic frame rate target. We can only bring that up to 120. That's sad. We got everything at high. Buildings high. Let's see. Grass is high. Medium. Contact shadows. Light shafts. I love the light shafts, so we're gonna change the light shafts high. Got the motion blur off because nobody likes motion blur. Okay, yeah, everything's at medium for the most part. We're still working on the settings and everything, like I said. It's a whole different ball game here. Sound. How's the sound, everybody? Everything sound good? Let's see. Camera. Here we go. Cockpit camera. Where's HUD? Look at that. Flight model. Flight interface. Advanced options. No. Where is our HUD at? Assistance, maybe? We need to turn off some of this realism since we're still getting into it. Stress. Icing. Turbulence. Off for the G effect. Why is our ATC off? Wake turbulence. I'm just turning some of these off for a little bit. Accessibility. Text size, main color. Can we change the color? Ooh. Let's do default. Narration audio, subtitles. I don't know where the HUD is. Wish there's a way we could change where the HUD's location is. Figured it'd be under general. VSync, frame generation. Oh well, I'm not going to worry about it too much. We'll try to work around it. We will. Save and back. Alright, let's get into it.
All the training lessons you'll need to pass the PPL exam are available here. Make sure you're comfortable with these before taking the exam.
Alrighty. There's the exam. So this is the first one right here. Is that the, let's see, how do we start it? Sim controls, learn basics. Here we go. Okay, it says in a 172 Skyhawk. Just to see the briefing. Right toolbar. Okay. Start training. Hope everybody's having a good day. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. I didn't even turn my light on. There we go. Loading in, there we go. And start.
Welcome to Sedona. I'm Captain Jess Molina, and I'll be
Hey,
your
Jess.
instructor. For this lesson, we're going to start on the ground and focus on some basic concepts. Fundamentals every pilot needs to know before hitting the skies. This is your plane, a classic, the Cessna 172. Take a look around it.
Okay. Look around the plane using Shift K, I, L, J, K. Whoops.
In the simulator, anytime you want you can EC, activating the cursor also displays the toolbar at the top of the screen. The toolbar is a quick access menu that allows you to control various aspects of the simulation. Try to find and open the controls panel.
Wish I could move that. Let's see if we can go into editor. Whoops. There we go. We can move that around a little bit now. That way y'all can see a little better. We can see at least see our altitude there. Whoops. Oh, wrong one. I probably need to delete this one. I'm going to delete this one just for now. Go. We'll delete those just to get out of the way. We can always change those, move them around. Delete. Still getting used to Twitch and everything, so where should I go? How about right here? No. Moves down here. That good, chat? That way y'all can see everything. Let me know if you want me to move it. Okay, open the toolbar. What up, Jeff? What's up, man? Okay. What do you want me to do, lady? Open the toolbar channel in the toolbar. Oh. Where's my cursor? Hello? There we go. Okay.
The controls panel is a useful reminder of the button layout for the devices you're currently using. Now try to find and open the camera panel in the toolbar.
Open what in the toolbar? Cameras? Is that what she said? Well.
Go ahead and close all the panels for now.
Okay.
Right now, we are in the external view mode. Let's switch to cockpit view next.
Okay. Backspace.
Craft with your peripherals of choice. So, let's hide the yoke for now.
Why?
Alright, as we've seen, when you want to look around you, it's easy to rotate the camera. But you can also move it freely in the cockpit to get a better view of anything you want to see. Even through a window to look outside.
Oh yeah. We'll have to change those keybinds.
Now, reset the camera to its original position.
Shift space.
Alright, that covers all the main camera functions available in the simulation. Try to familiarize yourself with them a bit more, then reset the camera to its original position whenever you're done. Great.
That was it? Well, that was easy. Okay. Next training. Aircraft Essentials. These are very basic. I could probably skip these, honestly.
Let's get you familiar with the aircraft, a Cessna 172, and a few commands to navigate it through the skies. In front of you is the yoke. The yoke is like a steering wheel, more or less. Turn it left or right to control the ailerons and bank the aircraft into turns. Look at the trailing edge of the wings while turning the yoke to see the effect on the ailerons.
Okay.
yoke and a steering wheel is you can pull or push on the yoke.
And I'm using a yoke.
This controls the elevator at the back of the aircraft to make it climb or descend. Look at the horizontal stabilizer while you pull on the yoke. You can see how it affects the elevator.
Yep.
Nice. Down at your feet are the rudder pedals. They steer the aircraft when you're on the ground. The upper part of the pedals also control your brakes. In the air, they control the rudder at the end of the vertical stabilizer to yaw the aircraft. This is mostly for small corrections. For coordinating turns or compensating for plane's tendency to pull left during takeoffs and climbs. Look at the vertical tail while operating the pedals to see the effect on the rudder.
I know.
Great.
She's killing my vibe.
Last but not least, the throttle is located near the center of the cockpit. Pushing forward will increase power. Pulling back will decrease power. First, look at the throttle and select it.
Whee!
Keep it selected and push it forward to increase power. Power is increased. Now pull it back to decrease power. Power is decreased. Now we'll do the same without focusing on it. Deselect the throttle.
Deselect
Look
it.
away from the throttle and increase power. Set your throttle to idle. Excellent. When the engine is on, you'll be able to see the power change on your RPM indicator. You will find it on your
it's
PFD
right there.
screen
Okay.
in the top left corner.
By using Shift K. I'm looking at it.
This tells you how fast the engine is spinning in hundreds of revolutions per minute.
We might
Next,
see
take
if
a
we
look
can
at your
switch
current
some of
speed
these,
on the
y'all.
airspeed indicator. It's on the left on your PFD screen. It measures the speed in knots. To check your altitude, look to the
no.
altimeter. It's on the right on your PFD screen.
Yep, right there. I see it. It wants us to do the Shift IJKL stuff. Maybe it wants us to zoom all the way in.
Not
go.
all aircraft have integrated screens with all this information. A lot of them rely on analog instruments. You can find the analog versions of the airspeed indicator and the altimeter just above the throttle. They're respectively on the left and right.
Yep, that's for if your electronics go out, use those.
The analog altimeter has 3 hands similar to a clock. The long, thick pointer indicates 100-foot intervals. The short, thick one is 1,000-foot intervals, and the long, thin
Altimeter
one counts
2992.
10,000-foot intervals. That's all for today.
Yay.
Next time, we'll see how it feels in the air.
Yeah, we'll see if we can switch these little trainings. Since we know a general how to work it and everything. Let's go to certifications. Let's see if we can speed this up a little bit. Okay. Private lessons. I'm just gonna go ahead and take the exam, shall we? Do I have enough credits? Yeah, I have enough credits. I'll go ahead and take the exam. We'll speed it up a little bit. Just gonna do a basic takeoff, initial climb, go downwind, then base final, then landing, takeoff. We'll see how this goes. Oh yeah. Look at that dude.
It's time. Your first ever check ride. Start by removing the covers and chocks, then join me inside.
Okay. that. Let's see, remove chocks. Oh, we gotta do them in order, okay. Where are the chocks? They're usually on the wheels. I don't see them though. Oh, they're on that side. There we go. Now it wants us to remove the engine cover. Right here. Remove pilot cover. Where's the... Here it is. Alright. Good to go. Now we gotta... Oh, it said it'd meet us inside, but I guess we'll go inside the aircraft. There we go. What up, dude? Start a procedure. I'm surprised it doesn't make you do it manually.
Your goal is to complete a left-hand traffic pattern, respecting the flight path and all required speeds.
Alrighty.
Rely on what you have learned in your trainings and you'll be fine. Now, show me the best traffic pattern that you've got.
Sir, yes sir. Alright. So it wants us to taxi out that way, and then we'll take off right there. Let's do it. Oh, parking brake. I forgot the parking brake. Where did they say it was? Right there. Take the parking brake off. Go ahead and taxi. Stop and hold short. Brake's working, that's good. Hang on, maybe, let's see. No, that's still the, oh, it wants us to taxi all the way down there. I thought this was the runway. So it wants us to taxi all the way down here. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us today. It means a lot. I need to change the sensitivity a little bit on these. Oh, you staring at me. Here we go, a taxiing down the runway. Just take off right here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Decided to do the career mode today just so we can get a little bit more feel for it. I'm pretty used to flying the commercial jets and everything on 2020 on Xbox. A little different on PC, but not too bad. Here's our hold short. Alright. Press to announce takeoff via radio.
Left closed traffic. Kilo Mike, Delta Quebec.
Okay, I guess we're not getting any ATC verification, so I guess we'll just go ahead and take off. Go ahead and set flaps. Take off. Do a rolling takeoff here. it. There's B1. Rotate. We are up in the air. Can't remember what it wanted us. Oh, 1,200 feet. Okay. Start our initial climb here. Go ahead and bring our flaps down.
Don't sink.
I ain't trying to sing. Let's just do a loop up here. Whoa.
Don't sink.
Man,
Don't
it just
sink.
feels so
Don't
much
sink.
different. It does feel a lot different.
Don't sink.
1700
Don't sink.
feet.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Oh, mama, it's so sensitive. This guy's scared for his life. Too shabby, not too shabby. Reach downwind, so it wants us to go straight here and then do a downwind turn. Here we go. Now we're going to reach base. And start our turn here. The Cessnas are actually a lot harder to fly than the jets, in my opinion. Maybe I'm just because I'm so used to flying the commercials. The Cessnas are just a lot more sensitive. Maybe we'll get our pilot's license today. Oh, we're going a little too high. Bring back the throttle a little bit. Whoa. Holy moly. Throttle down some. Not too much. We don't want to stall. Back to base. Base is out all the way out here. So we'll go all the way out to base and start our left-hand turn. We're at base. Not getting the check yet for it. Just turn. Whoa, that's sensitive. That's a turn right there. See if we can intercept base on here. though we flew right over it. So I guess we'll just go ahead and land and see what happens. There's one right there. We're going to bring our flaps out. Shot the runway a little bit. Flaps out one more.
Stall.
Oop. Oop. Ow. Well, that wasn't terrible, I guess. It's probably not going to let us. We might just have to do a free flight and do the commercial. Well, we landed. And see, it didn't let us reach base for some reason. So, well, that's a little bit of idea of the training. I don't know if there's a training for the commercial. We'll go ahead and abort that. The trainings are a lot more, they're a lot harder than the others. Let's see if there's, see, there's not even commercial piloting on here. You have to unlock them. So let's just go straight into a free flight. We're photographer, Challenge League. There's that new Stranger Things activity. I saw somebody play that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So we'll just start a free flight here. Go out of Jackson, Atlanta. And let's do a good flight. How about, where y'all think, chat? Where did you think we should go from Jackson? Or, I mean, if y'all want to go ahead and make up just the whole flight plan, let me know. A to and from? Where y'all think? We can go anywhere in the world. I'd like to do a big, like a longer flight. There's Denver. Nobody likes flying into Denver though, because the mountains can be pretty taxing. I'm thinking O'Hare maybe, but that's a big airport. I mean, we might go Dallas or Orlando. We'll go Dallas. Set that as arrival. We're going to do an IFR. That's the thing, it doesn't really, I'm trying to find where it tells us to switch to IFR. So let's go back here. I'm going to depart at a gate. We'll do gate medium. We'll go B1. And then in Dallas, let's go, there we go. So I wanted to, we'll land right here. There's our final. I can't even see that. That's in the way. That's 18 right, so this is 18 left right here. So it's already got it set up for us. Flight performances, information, pilot book, settings, more apps, flight planner, here we go. Okay, so we want to do IFR. I saw somebody do this. I can't remember how they did it. Route, here we go. Change. Let's direct. There's our IFR. Cruise, we're going to do auto on that. What is that? VFR pattern, so we want IFR pattern. Base, final. Where would that be? I'm gonna go no airways. Can't remember how to change it to IFR. Let's see, cruise altitude, it's on auto. Flight details, here we go, IFR. There we are, fellas. We're gonna go ahead and enter our flight number. We'll go 116. Do CS 116. Well, that's just gonna be that, and then ATC call sign. There we go. Nav, transponder, everything looks good. Registration, I don't really need to do that. I think it will do it all automatically for us. Delta Airlines. Payload and fuel. So normally what you would do is you would open SimBrief. I've got a SimBrief account, I just haven't set it up. And you can put it all in there on SimBrief. So that's pretty neat. Takeoff weight, payload options, reserve, payload and fuel. So there's our IFR route now. So it's got the IFR on there. You can see all the other planes right there on that IFR route on that GPS. There's our waypoints. Okay, the route looks good. Make sure it shows IFR on here. Still says a VFR for departure. VFR pattern. Where was that? Flight details. Yeah, it's set to IFR. So we'll just see if that works. Then let's go. Let's look at our airport departure here. So here's, we're going, why is it showing, that's not the airport we want. Oh well, we're still learning about all that. Okay, how do we change, here we go, close ZFB. Okay, let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. We'll put weather and time live. Traffic is live. There we go. Okay, let's see what happens. Shall we? Let's shall. Let's get into this thing. We'll load up the plane, get everything ready to go. Like I said, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us over here on Twitch and YouTube. We're usually on TikTok Live, but I haven't figured out the whole multi-streaming thing yet. Alrighty. So let's check it out, make sure everything looks in tip-top shape. We're gonna go ahead and remove these, get the airplane ready for flight here. Remove our chocks. Check this out, guys. So, oh, Airbus is about to take off. What up, bro? Somebody's starting their engines over there. Okay. Let's go ahead and enter the aircraft. We got the external power going. We are in the aircraft, so we're going to try to see if we can cold start this thing. So we're going to need to turn on our batteries, and we'll switch it to, where is it? Let's see. We're looking for, if I can remember how to do this, shift. It's up here somewhere. Bear with me. Bear with me. It doesn't have that view. Well, we'll just look up straight like this. Zoom it out. Okay, so normally, hang on, let's do this. Camera, cockpit, instruments, we're gonna do pedestal, captain, emergency equipment, ATC, panel, haven't seen that one. There we go, electrical overhead, so it's got the whole thing on there. PFDs, radios, so it's gonna be, there's our MCDU. Just reset. We'll just try to find it here. So we need to find our external power. I'm trying to remember this from 2020, y'all. Batteries are on. External power, there we go. Turn that on. APU generator is on. Let's go ahead and start our APU. Master switch is on. APU should be starting. There we go. So it's getting the MFDs ready. So we'll go and look at our flight plan where everything's booting up. Okay, Atlanta to Dallas-Fort Worth. Okay, sim brief. So here is everything right here. So we're going to open that door there. Turn our GPU back on. So you can actually do everything right here. That's pretty cool. Go ahead and get the jetway pulled in. So that way passengers can start loading in. Turn the cabin lights on for everybody. Okay, let's go ahead and take an external view outside. On the chat. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and bring up something for fun here. There's the APU starting up. Let me know if that's too loud, chat, and I can turn it down.
Expertise out.
APU sounding good. Is it really? Hopefully it's not that hazy on live. It looks pretty hazy. Let me check something. Passengers are boarding. I guess that looks so hazy on live. I'm gonna actually turn down the volume just a little bit. I think it sounds a little loud. Sound. Master volume, turn that down. Turn the engines down a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and get everything going here. Behind us, that's what y'all are hearing. Go ahead and press package service.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra. Could you please send a baggage?
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra. Baggage is on the way.
Package is about to load up. We'll go and get the catering service. We'll get the
Airbus
food
Alpha
going.
Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra. Could you please send a catering truck?
Let y'all watch this.
Airbus
Everybody's
Alpha
boarding.
Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra. The catering truck is on the road.
Very hazy and foggy in Atlanta right now. So here comes the baggage. Let's go ahead and see if we can do this. Can't remember how to do this. Hang on, chat. Go to showcase. We'll cycle through these if I had it set, and I don't think I did. So we'll have to do that. Let's see, what was it? So there's the baggage. You can see the baggage there loading into the aircraft. Pretty sweet. Catering services, they're starting their meal prepping. And go to our showcase. There we go. So you can see the ground crew working. We're inside the airplane now. Everybody's boarding in. Looks like the baggage is done. There we go, now we got it working. So we got it changed where we can change our camera view angles. Catering services are done. Some pretty cool views of the aircraft there. Our drone cam right here, so you can kind of just see a little bit of everything. Go around the aircraft and look at everything. So let's open that back up. We'll go back into our cockpit here. Flight attendants closed the door for us, so now we can't hear them. Okay, so our MFDs still are not working, so let's get those on there. If I can remember, let's see, ADRs. We might just have to do a easy start here. We'll go ahead and turn our lights on right here. Let's see, overhead lights. Turn our no smoking sign on there. Seatbelt sign, we'll go ahead and turn it on. Hear the bing. Dim. Okay. So, I'm assuming our PFD is already ready. So we'll go ahead and take the jetway off here. Maybe. There it goes. Jetway is pulling back. Okay. Catering, luggage. Cabin lights are on. These are configuring for our takeoff. Got 188 passengers with us. Cold and dark. Here's our checklist. Whoop, what did we do? Okay, there we go. That's cool. It has a little set thing right there where you can take it from there. Here's our settings. It's pretty neat. Alright, there we go. Everything's looking good. So, let's go ahead and hop out of here. We'll go ahead and get ready for pushback. Go ahead and get our Clearance is ready here. Put that right there. Go back to clearance. See, I can't remember where we're departing from. Our GPS isn't even set. Let's see. Hang on, chat. Hey, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate you. Welcome in. Appreciate that. Alright, so let's zoom this out. I don't know why our GPS isn't showing. Go to nav. Flight plan, maybe? No. Still learning a little bit. We used to play 2020 religiously on the Xbox. It's a lot different on PC and 2024. Flight director. Flight director's on. Well, let's go ahead and start up the engines and maybe it'll fix everything here. Out of the way. Engines are starting.
Ground, Airbus Alpha, Sierra, X-Ray Golf Sierra. Ready to taxi. Close traffic with Kilo.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra. Taxi to and hold short of runway 27 right via taxiway. Contact tower on 119er decimal tree when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 27 right using taxiway. Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Okay. Got our taxi bit ribbon on there now, so that we know where to go. Let's see if our engines have completely started up. Packs look good. Engines are alive. Man, they need to wash those windows. Good lot. Good night. Hey, why didn't we wash the windows? Cool. Alright. Did we actually... Oh, here's our thing there. I forgot that you can actually... Let's see. Okay, it's just gonna go ahead and do our pushback here.
Ground, Airbus Alpha, Sierra, X-Ray Golf Sierra. Requesting pushback.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra. Pushback request accepted.
Getting ready for the pushback. And we might not have engaged or unengaged our parking brake. Where's the parking brake? I know it's somewhere right here. Toggle footrest. Why isn't our yoke even on here? Oh, cool. Huh. Captain's tray table. How about that? How do we toggle the... Oh, the yoke's right there in there, but Airbus. I'm an idiot. I knew that. So, where is our parking brake? I'm so used to the Boeings. There it is. Parking brake is off. We are now taxiing. usually kind of just throw you back where you need to go. Hopefully that'll be the case here.
Ground, Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra, requesting the end of pushback.
No, I ain't ready for pushback.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray
Get back
Golf
over there.
Sierra. Request to end pushback
We ain't
received.
done yet.
Ground, Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra, requesting pushback.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra. Pushback request accepted.
Ground, Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra, requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft to the left.
Airbus
Oh,
Alpha
shit,
Sierra
wrong way.
X-Ray Golf Sierra. Your request has been transmitted to the operator.
Go to the right.
Ground, Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra, requesting pushback tug to steer the aircraft
Well, I
to
mean,
the
we
right.
could go this way.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra. Your request has been transmitted to the operator.
Ground, Airbus Alpha Sierra
Bear with us,
X-Ray Golf
guys.
Sierra,
Bear with us.
requesting pushback tug to steer
We
the
usually would just
aircraft
go
to the
right
left.
there.
Airbus
But,
Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf
That'll
Sierra.
work. That'll work. We'll just wait for them to completely push us back there.
Ground, Airbus Alpha Sierra
I don't know
X-Ray
why it
Golf
stops
Sierra,
us.
requesting pushback.
Ground, Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra. No pushback tug is available to answer your request.
Lovely. So we'll just manually move it here. I don't know why we're slowly moving. That's new. Let's get lined up on the taxiway here. There we go. Make sure we're on tower in case they need to tell us anything. There we go. We'll go ahead and start their safety demonstration while we're waiting.
At Delta, we're continuing to raise the standard
Delta
for safer
8937,
travel because we
exit
know
runway
that it takes a
180.
big effort to preserve the little moments. It's good to see you. Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard,
Welcome aboard.
and thanks for flying with us.
Our first priority on every flight is the health and safety of our customers and crew.
So before we depart, please pay attention to this important safety message.
Thank you for wearing a face mask or covering over both your nose and mouth throughout today's
Delta
flight,
8937,
even while sleeping.
contact ground
If you
on
happen to forget, we will gently remind you.
129.375.
Be sure that all carry-on items are securely stowed in an overhead bin, and place smaller items, including handbags, under the seat in front of you. If you lose your electronic device in your seat, please do not adjust your seat and ask a crew member for assistance. Please ensure all aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas are clear.
As we leave the gate, make sure your seatbelt is fastened. To
Atlanta looks
fasten,
great.
insert the metal tip into the buckle and adjust the strap so it is low and tight across your lap. And allow the
We
shoulder
might get
harness
on
to
American
retract.
Truck
Please
Simulator or
remain
something.
seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you're seated in case of sudden rough air. In the event of rough air, the crew might also need to buckle up for safety. We apologize if this means our service is interrupted.
For everyone's safety, federal regulations require all passengers to comply with the posted placards and lighted information signs located throughout the cabin, in addition to any crew member's instructions.
Smoking, the use of e-cigarettes, or any smokeless product, including chewing tobacco, is not allowed on any Delta flight. Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying restroom smoke detectors.
There are 8 exits on this plane. 8 doors, 4 on each side.
Sure everything's working
Each door
here.
has a
We'll go
detachable
ahead and bring
slide
our
that can be
flaps
used as a
down.
raft.
In the event of an evacuation, leave all carry-on items behind. All exits are clearly marked with a green symbol. Arrows indicate the direction to these exits. Please take a moment to find the exits closest to you. And
our
remember,
flaps
they
ready.
might be behind you. If there's a loss of power, lights will illuminate the aisle to guide you to an exit.
It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, the panels inside the lavatories and above your seat will open, revealing oxygen. Remove
going-
any face covering and place
Tower,
the
y'all
mask
suck,
over your
man.
nose and mouth. Slip the elastic strap over
What
your
are we
head
doing, Tower?
and adjust the mask if necessary. Breathe normally and note that oxygen
I don't know
is
why it's
flowing,
taking us
so
this
don't
way
worry if
against
the
the
bag
flow
doesn't
of
inflate. Be sure to
airliners.
adjust your own mask before helping others.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case, life vests are in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. To use, remove the vest
Don't
from
know
its
why they did all
container
that.
by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest
American
over your head,
2476,
wrap the strap
exit
around your
runway when
waist,
able.
and attach it to the buckle in front, and adjust securely around your waist. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom of the vest, or manually inflate it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. A water-activated light is attached to each vest.
For
Appreciate
children
y'all
who weigh
hanging out
less
with
than
us, man.
35 pounds, place
Means
the
a lot.
vest around the infant's waist and secure the strap between the legs. Refer to the safety information card for more information. Additional life vests for in-lap children are located in a marked compartment at the front and rear of the plane. We'll distribute these vests if necessary.
Now, before we take off, be sure your seat is upright, your aisle
Let me take this
armrests are
off.
at resting position, and your tray table is put away. If you have a suite door, ensure it is open. Please note that there is a placard on the door, visible when closed, explaining how to use the suite door in case of an emergency.
Please take a moment to review the safety information card, which is in your seat pocket.
As we come through the cabin for our final safety check, please let us know if you have any questions.
American
It's the little things that matter
Where'd our
most.
taxi ribbon go?
Thank you for trusting Delta with your moments.
Hang on,
Now,
chat.
as we get ready for takeoff, please settle in and have a wonderful flight. Thank you for flying with Delta.
Thank you for flying with Delta. Hope y'all enjoyed that
Going
little
to
safety announcement there.
129.375. American 2476.
So where is our taxi ribbon going? Guess we'll just go all the way down here and hope for the best, right? It's unusual. Traffic. Where at? I love these interior views, man. They're so cool. Fly Delta Jets. I don't know why it's so hazy. Hang on. I wonder if it's a filter thing. Let's pause this for a second. Because it looks hazy on live compared to what I'm playing. So let's see if we can change the filter on here.
United 2424, turn next taxiway.
Not sure why it's so hazy.
United 2424, exit runway when able.
Delete that. Filter. it's in my,
United 2424, exit runway when able.
let's see. Virtual background. Hang on, chat. I'm seeing if we can figure out why it's so hazy.
United 2424, contact ground on 129.375.
Let's see. Split screen, disable, camera properties, camera control, settings.
Going to 129.375, United 2424.
Trying to see why it's so hazy. Bear with us, chat.
Delta 1179er, exit runway when able.
Default. Is it hazy for y'all? Gas is 455. Good lord, where are you, bro? That's crazy.
Delta 1179er, contact ground on 121.65.
See what that does. Hang on, chat. Let it come back in here.
121.65.
There we go. We got it fixed
For
now.
Delta
All right.
1179er.
Now y'all can see color. Does that look a lot better, guys? I don't know why it was so hazy like that, but we got it fixed. We got it fixed. All right. Okay. Helps a lot when you can see color, don't it? I don't know why it was so hazy. Prince with the follow. Thank you for the follow, Prince. Hope you're doing good today. Let's pick it up a little bit. Hauling ass down the runway.
Delta 1159er, turn next taxiway. Delta 1159er, contact ground on 121.9er.
So here is our runway. Hold short right here and get our clearance.
121.9er, Delta 1159er.
Okay, let's see. Why is it not allowing us to take off clearance? Are we at the right runway? Because it's being a little weird. Take off. Oh wait, left. Oh, we're not even at the right runway. Can we change that? Yeah, 27 right. Runway updated. Okay, let's see if that works. They didn't even call me out for anything because we were. Where did it say we were going? Runway 27 right. That's where it said. We're at 27 right. Maybe we just need to pull up a little bit because we need to get our takeoff clearance. Taxi to gates. No idea. Whoa. Did y'all see that jet?
Atlanta Airport Information Kilo. 1900.
Dang, that was cool.
Wind 136 at 10. Visibility 7. Sky
So we're
condition,
Delta 1159.
clear. Temperature 19er. Dew point 16. Altimeter 29er 94. ILS runway 8 left. ILS runway 8 right. ILS
Did we know
ground. Airbus Alpha Sierra
Maybe that's why.
X-ray Golf Sierra.
I don't know.
Ready to taxi. Close traffic with Kilo.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra.
A little plane
Taxi
right there.
to and hold
Just
short
spawned
of
out of
runway
nowhere.
27 right using taxiway. Contact tower on 119er decimal tree when ready.
Taxi 2
I don't think we ever did
short
acknowledge our
runway
taxi
27
clearance. Maybe that's
right
why.
Via taxiway. Airbus X-ray Golf Sierra.
Tower. Takeoff clearance. Here we go. Visual. It's VFR. Why is it not
Atlanta
IFR?
Tower. Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra at runway 27
talking
right
out
ready
there.
for departure. Close traffic. Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra. Altimeter 29906 left. Closed traffic approved. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 27 right.
Clear for takeoff.
Delta 1147. Exit runway when able. Delta 1147. Contact ground on 121.9er.
See what our flaps are set at. We'll do flaps too. Why is our, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, our GPS is showing, I think. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. We're waiting for this little Cessna to get out of the way. I think we got traffic on the runway.
121.9er for Delta 1147.
Oh, it wanted us going up back that way. Come on, little plane. Get a load on.
Airbus X-ray Golf Sierra. Acknowledge last transmission.
I thought I did. Oh, there we go.
Cleared for takeoff runway 27 right. Airbus X-ray Golf Sierra. Delta Tree 46. Turn next taxiway.
Why are we holding short here? What are we waiting for? Mr. Cessna, you need to move, bro. Let's go see up here and see what's going on, what the holdup is.
Delta Tree 46. Exit runway when able.
Like maybe it's because this guy's crossing?
Delta Tree 46. Contact ground on 130.075.
Let's see if the Cessna takes off now. We might just have to go right through him, fellas.
130.075. Delta Tree 46.
They didn't tell us to hold short, so we're just gonna go right through him since he's just sitting there. We'll just pretend like he doesn't even exist. Oh, that's cool. I can do that. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. All right. Parking brakes down here. He finally moved. I don't know if he took off or not. Okay. I forgot to plug into my MIAP for autopilot. Plug that in real quick so that way we can adjust our autopilots. Uh-oh, what's going on? Why are we moving? Oh shit. I guess we're taking off. I guess we're taking off. This is not pretty, y'all. I'm sorry. Wait, what? Where's our screen? Oh my goodness, this is a mess. What is happening? on, chat. Let me get in the air and we'll figure out what just happened. What happened to our screen here? There we go. Don't know what that was all about. Flaps down. We're up in the air. Sorry about that, guys. Go ahead and get our speed set. 250 below 10,000. Speed is set. Go altitude. We need to contact departure. I didn't even ask for landing intentions.
Atlanta Tower, Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra. Cancel landing intention. Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra, your cancellation is received.
We'll just tune
Delta 640, exit
tune
runway
approach.
when able. Approach. Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is type Airbus A20N. 3 miles north of Tree Golf Alpha 4, 6200. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace. Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra. Approach. Squawk Tree 44.
Climbing at 19,000.
Squawk Tree 44. Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra. Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra. Radar contact 4 miles east of 25 Golf Alpha, 8700. Cleared through the Bravo airspace. Maintain own navigation.
10-4. Alright, we're finally up in the air, guys. Holy cow. I don't even know what happened
Airbus
to the
X-Ray
live
Golf
there.
Sierra. Did you hear my last transmission?
Acknowledge radar
Cleared through the
contact.
Bravo airspace. Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra. Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra. You're leaving my airspace. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved. Squawk 1200. Frequency change
A
approved.
little bit of turbulence.
Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Atlanta Center, Crystal Lake Flowing. We got traffic on the radio. Climbing up to 19,000 feet. We are at
Airbus Alpha
13,000
Sierra
currently.
X-Ray Golf Sierra. Atlanta Center. Squawk Tree 474. Squawk Tree 474. Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra. Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra. Radar contact 4 miles southwest of Tree Golf Echo 6. 14,200. Altimeter 2991. Delta 562. Maintain present altitude. Roger. Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Okay, maybe we're done with comms for a little bit. Atlanta's airspace is so busy.
Maintain present altitude. Delta 562.
It's just all over the place, you know?
Delta 562. Descend and maintain 3,000.
Alright. We'll go ahead and
Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra contact Atlanta Center on 1 tree.
we'll go ahead and go up 32,000 feet. And they want us to go out of...
Going to 1 tree, decimal 8. Airbus X-Ray Golf
Thank you, buddy.
Sierra. Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra. Flight level 185. Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra. Atlanta Center. Radar contact continue.
Okay, there's our dashboard. We'll leave that on there. There's usually a way you can make it where the map's on there. Let's see if I can figure that out. These iPads are so new on 2024. So a lot of people are getting them used to everything. Turning the cabin lights, I don't know why that was on there. Push back. Where is our map? Guess it's not going to show us our map, which is fine, I guess. CPU, power button, brightness. Oh well. Everything's looking good. Climbing. So max speed at is 340. We'll turn that down a little bit. Do about 300. Don't know why it's not engaging on our auto throttle. Might be because we're still flying through our altitude. And the fact that y'all are still hanging out with us is crazy. I appreciate you guys. I do. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are clearly cruising up to 32,000 feet. We are at 25,000 right now. Hostess will be out with drinks and refreshment shortly, once we get to our cruising altitude. Thank you for flying with Delta. Hell yeah. So, all our lights are good. Turn that no smoking sign on. We got people smoking in the cabin. Everything else is looking good. Hell yeah. Still climbing. Speed is coming down, so that's our good sign.
Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra, contact Atlanta Center on 1 tree.
That's us.
4.905. Good day. 1 tree 4.905.
I like it how he does it automatically
Airbus
for
X-Ray
us.
Golf Sierra.
That's very nice. Very nice indeed. So, no map range. We'll zoom that out. Go back to showcase. Got some of these cool views we got here. Beautiful game. It is a beautiful game. Gotta love the window seat. And we're not on GPS. Or we're not on GPS anymore. It was following the GPS. Let's see. Flight director's on. Let's see. Okay, now we're following it. Think. We'll keep an eye on that just to make sure.
Maintain vertical speed. Maintain.
Speed. Trying to see why our speed indicator's not going up. It's always something, man. It's always something. We are at our cruising altitude, so that's good news. Now if we can just figure out our speed. That would be fantastic. Now we got some wind. We sure do. Barometer. Should that be 299 or 2 for our barometer? You would think. Overspeed, yeah. We're oh mama. It's not changing on our thing there.
Maintain vertical speed. Maintain.
Maintain vertical speed. Seatbelts, no smoking's on. I know we put down all our flaps. Gears up. We're still not following our GPS. Glide slope indicator, turn that on. Auto throttle, there we go, turn that on. No. Did our altitude turn off? Our altitude is still not set correctly. Our altitude, whoa. Still climbing, our altitude's not holding. That's lovely. Approach mode. Still climbing. So much different, bro. Goodness. I used to could do all this just from with my eyes shut. It's alive. Now if we can just figure out what why our altitude's not showing. There's usually like a little GPS button you hit and it makes it follow the GPS. Get back on our flight plan here. Just by pressing altitude, I guess. Let's see, why is it turning us that way? Usually there's like a LNAV, VNAV button. Don't know where those are yet.
Maintain vertical speed. Maintain.
Maintain vertical speed. Maintain. Door video. Oh, that's cool. Check that out. It's a camera. That's pretty sweet. That's new. Cockpit door. We're gonna lock the cockpit door. That's definitely new. That's neat. Engine mode is normal. Floodlights. That's so cool. You can see in the cockpit. Let's... Okay, so... Open EFB. Oh yeah, that's what we need to do while we're in here. Was it tab? Yeah. So there's our GPS route. That's what we need to be following, but for some reason our GPS does not. Cruise, expand, collapse, send to ATC and avionics. See. I might have to YouTube it real quick. For real. IFR. It didn't even change our flight number or nothing. So, like I said, it's a lot of new stuff to learn. A lot of new stuff. Our wind, 17 knots from 190 degrees. Air pressure, temperature, runways, tells the weather on the runways, which is pretty cool. So our frequencies. Here's our route. That's cool. Pilot information. Aircraft information. Flight performances. Mass and balance. This is cool. Yeah, there's a lot you can do here. Wow. All straight from the iPad. So let me YouTube while we're up in the air. And I want to see about how to get it to follow our GPS. Let's see how to use autopilot tutorial. That was 20 minutes. I just need something that's quick. Here we go. Don't mind me, chat. Chat, what I do. One of y'all throw something up in the chat real quick, just testing something out.
Press direct. Press this little keyboard button. Let's do it. First things first is we're going to want to define a destination. To do so, simply come over to your G1000.
Oh, that's for us Cessna. We need for the thing here.
Destination's code. Remember, you're going to be use the
Airbus deploy GPS.
ICAP.
So how does the autopilot work? Well, we can tell the autopilot is currently engaged because this green light indicates that it's currently turned on. And it controls three things: the speed, the heading, and the altitude.
Mm-hmm.
We're currently at 250 knots, but let's say we want to go to 280 knots. We can turn this switch to the right side, and as you can see on the display over here, there's a blue arrow next to the 280, which means we currently instructed the aircraft to go to 280 knots. And you can see engine power. So how does the auto...
Wow, that was very useless.
In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Airbus. Hello everyone. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Airbus autopilots. It's the fact that when you look at them from the side, these things we have for ourselves to make our life a little bit. My Airbus, now that you've kind of seen a couple different options, it's the fact that a lot of these different controls here also have little displays above to let you know what's going on. Now, whenever you see this little dot present in any screen, that simply means that the mode is selected to let the computers, basically your FMS, your flight management system, we call it a little different in an Airbus, but it's the same idea, to control what that particular function is. For example, you notice this dot means that the speed is being controlled by the computer. If I were to come over here and right-click on this, of course, we can't change it right now, because again, we're not in the air or anything like that. I can say I want a manual speed. You see that when we get there. Same thing with heading. You know, if I were to left-click on this, you'll actually look there. You can push and hold it. You'll notice it's a little bit different now that you have to use the right mouse button in order to change the setting. You click and hold, it actually breaks it down for you quite nicely. And again, this is a little bit different. I want to change my setting. I'll move my mouse back and forth. If I want to select it, I have to pull it by I'm pushing down on my middle mouse button. See how that's a little different? And then if I right-click on it, that's going to be the equivalent of pushing it in. So you can see right here, I keep jamming on it. And basically what has happened now is I've ordered the computer to go ahead and say I'm in control here. It just gives you an idea of how that is so different than what you're probably used to. And you can see it's kind of fiddling there between the two different modes as I push it. The other thing you'll notice is over on this side, we have a very similar style arrangement. You'll notice that for my altitude knob, if I right-click on this, it's the equivalent of pushing it in. If I middle-click on it, it's the equivalent of pulling it out, which would basically allow us to change this mode. So you just have to kind of get the hang of that when you're doing it. And we're going to see that in a minute. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and now pre-select my altitude here. We're going up to 27,000 today. Keep it nice and simple. Right now, actually, you can just like localizer if we wanted, but that's okay. We're just going to let the computer handle this part for us because, again, as you notice, again, I pull, I want to do it, push, you're going to go ahead and give the computer the control. So now if you come down here on the left, you will notice that our screen has updated itself to now say OP climb, and it now says alt. It is letting us know that it's looking for an altitude. It is doing an open climb. You know, when I come over here and I start cranking on this thing again like I was before, you can see those modes change, but not on the ground. Let's get in the air. Stop staying there. So I'm going to go ahead and push my thrust all the way to the toga position. Now you're going to see all sorts of lights come up. You're going to get the thing start flashing, and then we're going to start ripping down here. And of course, you've got a little warning thing on the right. Nothing to worry about. There are some avionics glitches that the good folks at I&I Builds are very familiar with. And not going to lie, the performance on this aircraft is not terribly good as far as frame rate, I should say. Again, for those of you who are curious when I'm back in here, it's the i9, it's a 14850K, it's a 4090 GTX, 64 gram. I mean, it's enough, but again, we still see performance issues from time to time. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up my landing gear. I'm going to gently let this climb. This great thing about an Airbus is this thing just sails. One of the things you'll notice here in the bottom is now has a new option. This is the word runway track. It is actually trying to hold the runway, and that is what this vertical line now references. We're more than fast enough. We'll go ahead and bring up that one-click effect. Again, I haven't touched my controls yet, so that's the nice thing about an Airbus, and you can see we're basically settling at this kind of 12, 13 degree. Right now, of course, we have SRS, alt, and of course we have runway track. We're still on that mode because we have no other modes available yet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to enjoy my nice little climb up to this. You can see open climb is selected, and it's yelling at me to go ahead and switch this to the climb position. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this back to the climb position, just like that, and I'm going to go ahead and engage the automatic pilot. There we go. So now what we can do, of course, is if we come over here, is we have new options. Now, if I were to right-click this now, you will notice that this little dot turned on, simply saying that the computer is now in control of my roll program. One of the interesting things we see here, the fact that I can't quite get this thing on, there it goes. It looks set up to throttle this airplane, by the way. Well, the other thing you probably observe is the fact that we're not going anywhere near where we're supposed to be going. Now, the reason we're not is on account of the fact that I'm not pointed at the course that I need to be on. So this is a good opportunity for me to come over here again. And what I will do is I'll middle mouse button on it to pull it out, to basically say, hey, let me have control here. I'm now going to order my aircraft to go ahead and turn us around. So we need to get on course here at some point today. And we're just going to enjoy this nice leisurely climb as we go around. Now remember, at any time I can right-click on this to basically switch back you'll notice that the head moves as we go around. Now remember, at any time and I need to be on, so this is a good opportunity for me to come over here again. And what I will do is I'll middle mouse button on it to pull it out, to basically say, hey, let me have control here. I'm now going to order my aircraft to go ahead and turn us around. So we need to get on course here at some point today. And we're just going to enjoy this nice leisurely climb as we go around. Now remember, at any time I can right click on this to basically switch back over to computer controlling of my roll. But keep in mind, if you don't have something that's lined up, again, our course is way behind us right now, you would not be able to operate this directly. Now one of the downsides to this, of course, is you're sitting here going, okay, so you've selected heading of 42 degrees. You can see we're executing our nice gentle turn. Go with the 40. Again, you'd probably be on some sort of departure procedure right now. I try to keep this flight as simple as possible for that particular purpose. You can see we're over here on this heading of 40, and we're taking that nice thing. Now if I come back over here and I give the computer
speed brakes are
control
on.
of my autopilot again by right-clicking on
Turn
it,
those
you'll
off.
notice that the heading stays in the box, but the lat light comes on, telling us that the lateral control program is looking for something. If you actually come down here, you can actually see very clearly on our PFD that heading is the active mode, and nav is going to be the mode it's looking for. Now if you look really carefully here, you'll notice that the desired course that we're trying to travel on is chilling right over here on the left. Now as we take this gentle left turn, when we finally get ourselves lined up with it, what you'll actually observe is that this heading mode will shut off, and it'll switch over to navigation mode. Now in a Boeing, you have a lot of other toys to play with. You have the ability to basically do control wheel steering and stuff like that. We do not have that on the Airbus 330, which is, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's fly-by-wire. I don't know. I like it on the nerves that this heading mode will shut off in an iron course that we're trying to travel on. You can actually see very clearly on our PFD that heading is the active mode, and nav is going to be the mode it's looking for. Now if you look really carefully here, you'll notice that the desired course that we're trying to travel on is chilling right over here on the left. Now as we take this gentle left turn, when we finally get ourselves lined up with it, what you'll actually observe is that this heading mode will shut off, and it'll switch over to navigation mode. Now in a Boeing, you have a lot of other toys to play with. You have the ability to basically do control wheel steering and stuff like that. We do not have that on the Airbus 330, which is, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's fly-by-wire. I don't know. I like it on little planes. I guess it doesn't make sense. But anyway, let's keep talking. So now that you understand how the roll programs work, keep in mind at any point you can always come here and pull this thing back out again if you need to go ahead and set a specific heading. You can see here that I'm basically on course. Actually, 50 degrees is probably a little bit better, so I'll pop that over 50 real quick. Then the nightfall, and now you can see we're sailing towards 50 degrees. And of course, when we get close enough, like I said, the navigation mode will flip over.
So our altitude isn't even set.
Now, keep in mind, I have not touched the throttle yet, other than setting it to climb mode, because that's all we needed to do. There's a couple handy-dandy things you'll notice here. First of all, you've got the actual altitude selection. Now, behind this knob is this little button here. If you click on it, you can actually switch between going up by hundreds, or you can go up by thousands. And it's kind of a handy little knob. Personally, I not really use the 100 very often in an airliner, but I suppose it can happen from time to time. Let me go switch this over to inches of mercury, because that's the one I do understand. And bald eagles per square McDonald's or something like that. I don't know. The next thing you're going to see is you're going to see your altitude controls. These are basically your pitch programs inside of this aircraft. Now there's a couple different options we have here. The default pitch program is flight level change, which simply means this aircraft is going to attempt to climb at whatever thrust you dialed in. So for example, I've got myself on climb thrust. The desired altitude is 27,000 feet. If I look over here, you can see open climb is selected, and it's doing an altitude. Well, let's say I wanted to climb at a specific speed. What I can do here is I can come over here and I can actually change the mode on this. Now where this gets a little tricky is it's the push-pull again. So if I middle mouse button on this, you can see that it sets the vertical speed option. So for example, if let me say I want to climb at 2,000 feet per minute, I can come in here and use my mouse wheel to set that to 2,000 feet per minute like that. Now the cool thing here is you'll now notice we've got vertical speed 2,000 altitude. This creates an interesting problem for the airplane because we're trying to hold that climb thrust as we're going up. So that means something's got to change. So kind of keep that in mind when you do that. Now the cool thing is if I come back over here and I right click on this again, you'll see it immediately levels us off at that specific altitude. And now the cool thing is you'll notice our engines are actually spooling down quite smoothly, exactly like we wanted them to do. So be careful. Now if I middle mouse button, which is pushing it in, what you'll observe here is we still hold that particular change here. This is one of those interesting little things you have to be very, very cautious of when you're fiddling with it. Now when we come over here back to my altitude control, if I middle mouse button this, you'll notice it switches back to flight level change. And you can see them little things you have to be very, very cautious of when you're fiddling with it. Now when we come over here back to my altitude control, if I middle mouse button this, you'll notice it switches back to flight level change. And actually the one that you've got to hit for that particular purpose. It's just kind of the nature of the beast.
It's not doing
So if you're comfortable
anything.
with all those so far, we're definitely ready to move on to the next one, which is going to be this lovely button here, which is Speed and Mach. When you push this button, it simply will change the display of Speed and Mach. To the right of it, however, is the speed control. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, I'm going to right click on it, and you'll observe nothing happens. So if you middle mouse button on it, it brings up a menu. I pulled it towards me. Remember, pull is middle, push is right click. When I do that, I can now pick my speed. So for example, let's say I actually wanted to climb at 310 knots, for example. I can dial in 310 knots.
Speed's dropping.
Here on my left, it is now just throttle climb, open climb out, and you can see that the selected speed, which is what this little blue triangle is telling us right now, is now 310 knots. Keep in mind, at any time I can come back here and right click, which means now the computer has control over.
Good Lord. Chad, I don't know, it's a whole lot different. It is insane. It's a whole lot different. We need to bring our altitude down. We're up at 40,000 feet. I don't even hear our engines. Let's see. Altitude's still not doing its thing. Ay, ay, ay. I just wish you'd follow the GPS, man. I wish you would hold our altitude. Just wanted to follow our GPS. I think it's doing something now. While that's doing that, let's see. Let's go. Chat, y'all still with me? Y'all still watching? Been kind of quiet in there. Been kind of quiet. Still learning about Streamlabs, so I don't know how to really tell if anybody's in here or not.
Master the A3.
Still not doing the altitude.
Master the A320 autopilot. Here we go, Captain. You are here in this tutorial series, and I hope everything goes well during your learning adventure.
Me too.
Today we will focus on this big panel, where you would find speed, heading, and altitude control over these 3 buttons. Each button have 2 functionalities. You can either push them or pull them. Push is for managed, meaning the autopilot will follow what the onboard computer calculated, and pull is for selected, meaning the autopilot will follow what you, as a pilot, instructed to do so. In order to interact properly with these buttons, we need to change a setting in MSFS. Press Escape, then the option wheel, go to General tab, Flight Interface, and select Legacy in the Flight Interaction section.
Okay.
Now the cursor has changed, and you would see an up arrow for push and a down arrow for pull.
How do you do that?
In order to interact properly with these buttons, we need to change a setting in MSFS. Press Escape, then the option wheel, go to General tab, Flight Interface, and select Legacy in the Flight Interaction section. Now the cursor has changed, and you would see an up arrow for push and a down arrow for pull. You can interact properly with the autopilot button. Let's take off and see you in the air. The plane is currently flying.
Wait, how do you do that?
Auto changed, and you would press Escape, being the autopilots. Press Escape, then the option wheel, go to General tab, Flight Interface, and select Legacy in the Flight Interaction
Cockpit
section.
camera.
Now the cursor has changed,
Legacy.
and you would see an up arrow for push and a
There we
down
go.
arrow for pull. Let's begin by setting up the auto throttle so that we won't have to care about our engine thrust. First press the ATHR button, then verify that your thrust lever is in the climb position.
Oh, that's right.
If it's not in the climb position, you would see a lever climb indication on the PFD, instructing you to do so. Let's put it back to climb power. The warning message.
I forgot the auto throttle has to be in climb position. See, guys, it's just stuff like that where you have to remember these things. How do I do both of them at the same time? Okay, climb, climb. Okay. Still learning, still learning.
It's gone, and we can see a speed indication on the FMA, validating the plane handle the power. Great, auto throttle is set, but
Now,
no
I wish it was that
instruction has
easy.
been given.
Wish it was that easy.
Climb position. You would see a lever climb indication on the PFD, instructing you to do so. Let's put it back to climb power. The warning message is gone, and we can see a speed indication on the FMA, validating the plane handle the power. Great, auto throttle is set, but no instruction has been given to the airplane yet. Remember, each button has 2 functionalities. Let's first try to pull the button in order to be in selected mode. In this mode, you, the pilot, control the airspeed directly on the autopilot panel. Increase the airspeed using the mouse wheel, and you would see the engine getting a bit more thrust, while the airspeed would increase. The yellow arrow tells us the speed is increasing, and the blue triangle is the value we set on the autopilot panel. We are currently at 260 knots, and the plane will accelerate until 270 knots. At 270 knots, the auto throttle will reduce power and maintain this speed as best as it can. Now let's see the managed functionalities. Let's get back to the autopilot panel, then push the speed button. You would see
Wish
the
that was the
airspeed
case.
selection changing to 3
Oh, it's not back in.
and that's normal because we do not control this.
It's not back in, whatchamacallit.
Descend. 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 Crossing. Descend. Descend. Crossing. Descend.
Okay. Why does it say main
Back to the
throttle?
PFD, the blue rectangle became magenta, meaning the airspeed is now managed by the onboard computer. By default, the managed airspeed is doing a very good job. So if you don't know what airspeed to choose, just set it to managed and let the onboard computer do it for you. And that's it for the speed management. Now let's learn how to give a heading to the aircraft. First, let's enable the autopilot by clicking the AP button on the center of the panel. Now let's move the heading selection to a heading of 130.
I know how to do the
You can
heading.
see a little blue triangle on the navigation display moving to 130 degrees, and the plane now turns in that direction. As simple as it is, selected heading is not more complicated than that. Now let's say you want the autopilot to follow your flight plan. That's where managed functionality kicks in. To enabled managed mod, push the heading button, and you would see a little dot next to the heading indication, as well as a nav in blue on the FMA. It means the autopilot is waiting for the plane to cross the dedicated flight path, and then we'll follow it. Dot next to the heading indication. Say you want the autopilot to follow your flight plan. That's
Yes.
where managed functionality kicks in. To enabled managed mod, push the heading button, and you would see a little dot next to the heading indication, as well as a nav in blue on the FMA. It means the autopilot is waiting for the plane to cross the... As simple as it is, selected heading is not more complicated than that. Now let's say you want the autopilot to follow your flight plan. That's where managed functionality kicks in. To enabled managed mod, push the heading button, and you would see a little dot next to the heading indication, as well as a nav in blue on the FMA. It means the autopilot is waiting for the plane to cross the dedicated flight path, and then we'll follow it. Two solutions are available to join the flight path. First, you can set a direct to the next waypoint, and it will create a joining path that your autopilot will catch. Second solution is to manually steer the aircraft in selected mode until you reach the flight path. Let's do that and give our plane a converging heading to the flight path.
Wayfair presents office furniture.
Doesn't make any sense.
Every style, all under $199. You can save big, like a boss. Get a raise or a lower with office chairs under $99. Mix, match, and ta-da! You're working in style. Plus, get assembly that doesn't feel like a full-time job.
It's not still. It says click the heading, but it.
Say you want the autopilot to follow your flight plan. That's where managed functionality kicks in. To enabled managed mod, push the heading button, and you would see a little dot next to the...
I don't see no little dot popping up. Oh, I saw something. Well, is it glitched? Is it glitched out or something? Clicking it, it's not doing anything. Ay, ay, ay. I just want it to follow my damn flight path. We're gonna go back to settings and take it off whatever we changed it to. What was it under? Flight model, flight interface, yeah. We like lock. There we go. So that's how you do that. Okay. So that's lit up.
Descend. Descend now. Descend. Descend now. Descend. Descend now. Descend. Descend now.
It's telling us to descend. How about that? We're falling through the sky.
Descend. Descend now. Descend. Descend now.
All our passengers are like, oh my god, we're falling out of the sky. Try to get back on our flight path here. says 3 viewers. I don't know how to tell who's live. Is anybody still watching? If you are, I would appreciate it if you'd let me know. Okay, overspeed, no problem. Okay, autopilot. Okay, how did we get that to do that last time? We had it set. Flight director. There we go. Okay, it's still not following our flight path.
Heading indication. As say you want the autopilot to follow your flight plan, that's where managed functionality kicks in. To enabled managed mod, push the heading button, and you would see a little dot next to the heading indication, as well as a nav in blue on the FMA.
Descend.
It means the
Descend
autopilot
now.
is waiting.
Descend. Descend now. Descend. Descend now.
Alright, we gotta get this thing back on
Descend
track. We're gonna
now.
manually take over. Our speed brake still up? No? Why is ours? Oh, we might be stalling. Hang on.
Descend. Descend now.
We're descending,
Descend.
bro. Chill out.
Descend now.
That's why I like ILS is because it, you know, gives you all of the like descend, maintain, do all that stuff. VFRs are very not fun. Put our autopilot back on. See, why is it taking us that way? What is it trying to follow? I don't understand what it's trying. Oh, it's following our heading indicator. That's why. Track. Still can't figure out the altitude one. Don't know why our altitude's not holding.
Descend. Descend now. Descend. Descend now.
Is our auto throttle working now? GPS, we'll find out. Let's watch the rest of this.
For the plane to cross the dedicated flight path, and then we'll follow it. Two solutions are available to join the flight path. First, you can set a direct to the next waypoint, and it will create a joining path that your autopilot will catch. Second solution is to manually steer the aircraft in selected mode until you reach the flight path. Let's do that, and give our plane a converging heading to the flight path. We are now approaching the flight path. Managed heading is selected as shown by the dot on the autopilot panel and blue nav on the FMA. Joining the path, heading disappear, nav becomes the main instruction in green, and the heading indication has been replaced by 3 dots, meaning the autopilot will get custom headings to That's it for heading control. Now let's see how to make this bird climb or descent. Climb functionalities are the same as descent functionalities, so let's focus on descent for this tutorial. We are on our arrival at Boston, and we can see a little broken down arrow on the navigation display. This is our top of descent, and we can also see it on the flight plan page. We first calculate our next target altitude, which is often the last waypoint of the standard arrival. In our case, tail at 5,000 feet. We can then input this value on the autopilot setting. Please note that changing this value doesn't make the plane climb or descent. It will remain at its current altitude. That's normal, because we need to define in which way the plane will climb or descent. There are 3 different ways to do it, and we will see all 3 of them. The top of descent has been reached. Let's use the VS function, where you would define...
Okay, it's holding our altitude now. Thank God.
Let's input 2,500 feet per minute for this example, then pull the VS button. As you can see on the FMA, the autopilot targets 2,500 feet per minute and will change its thrust settings to maintain the desired speed. This first mode is the only one where the vertical speed has priority over airspeed. So if you target...
So if we adjust this now... It's still not sending us, and airspeed is not holding. Oh my God. What is up with this plane, y'all? Are things still at climb? Our speed's not changing. Oh, our throttle's turned off, that's why. No? Vertical speed, altitude. There we go. That's looking familiar now. We're getting there, we're getting there. We need to tune into Memphis Center. We haven't even been on ATC.
Memphis Center, Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra, flight level tree 5.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra, Memphis Center. Radar contact, continue.
Everything's looking good so far. Go and pull up our tablet, look at everything here. We're halfway there. Departure, procedure, en route. Still not following the flight path. So we need to jump back in the cockpit and see what that's all about. Oh, that's cool. Some really neat quick views there. So if I do that and here, nope, it's worth a shot. Okay, so you can use these and change between views. Altitude's holding, airspeed is holding. That's a good sign. We're getting there, we're getting there. Sunshades, that's pretty cool. So what else is around here? We can play with Captain Charts lights. Bring our airspeed up some. So when we get to the flight path, what do you say?
Heading is selected as shown by the dot. Let's do them. Expert to your taxes. Pay only $150. No hidden fees. File with TurboTax Expert Fee Service. And give our plane a converging heading to the flight path. We are now approaching the flight path. Managed heading is selected as shown by the dot on the autopilot panel and blue nav on the FMA. Joining the path, heading disappear. Nav becomes the main instruction in green, and the heading indication has been replaced by 3 dots, meaning the autopilot will get custom heading.
Okay, well, we'll see if that works. We'll see if that works. So we'll just go back into our camera view here, and we'll wait to get on the flight path. I need to figure out how to take...
Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra contact Memphis Center on 132.5. Good day.
132.5 for Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra. Memphis Center, Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra. Flight level tree 20.
Waypoints in
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray
2025.
Golf Sierra, Memphis Center. Radar contact continue.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is finally playable on Xbox Series X and S and PC, minus some takeoff complications with its server at launch, and it is a beauty. The sheer size and scale of Asobo Studios' world, the accuracy and detail by which aircraft have been modeled, and much more make us step in and try, even if it is available on Game Pass. Not to worry that
Overview, patience and time, free flight, customized controls, enable assistances.
there are also an extensive number of assists available. Head into the settings and navigate to the Assistances tab to enable assistance for just about everything, whether it's auto, rudder, assisted yoke, notifications for pilots.
So we need to go under assistances. Let's do that. Pause it. Settings. Assistances. Okay. All assists. Auto mixture. Flight path. Taxi ribbon. Waypoint marker. So that's not exactly what I was looking for. I'm looking for map controls, like map assistances. Maybe under general. Graphics. Camera. Quick view function. Set the default. Zoom function. Focus mode. Instruments. Where would that be under? Accessibility, maybe? I don't think so. Let's see.
There's a new bug in the game. You can crash your plane and make $50 million in pure profit in career mode using insurance.
Don't care.
This is how you change your flight plan in Microsoft Flight Simulator on the A320neo in 5-step.
Don't care. Let's see. Let's see. How to configure. Static planes. Remove screen gauges, and here we go. This is what I'm looking for, chat.
Lots of multitasking and a whole lot of yarn everywhere. Before I jump into the afternoon work, this is my quick lunch break. I take dose of your liver right after lunch. The formula is clinically backed, and it's been an easy way to support my liver.
So we're almost at the waypoint, so let's see if it takes over here.
Behind the scenes. It helps your body break down everyday foods, and it produces glucose, which supports steady energy. Supporting your liver helps your body handle those daily stressors so you feel balanced throughout the day. Now,
Oh, flight interface under general. Oh, we're still paused. Here we go. City markers, turn that off. Landmark markers, turn that off. Show pre-flight pins. Airport markers, turn that off. HUD and cockpit view. Turn that off. Save and back. I want that GPS to actually be on there. Let's see, flight interface, cockpit, HUD and cockpit view. Okay. There we go. Okay, we passed our flight marker. Why the hell is it not following it? Good lord, dude. Go back to that video we were watching.
Send professional invoices and get paid faster with the QuickBooks mobile app. Know when they've been viewed and know when...
8 minutes. How to master.
Airspeed. Heading. Here we go. Follow flight path.
And you would see a little dot. Say you want the autopilot to follow your flight plan. That's where managed functionality kicks in. To enabled managed mod, push the heading button, and you would see a little dot next to the heading indication, as well as a nav in blue on the FMA. It means the autopilot is waiting for the plane to cross the dedicated flight path, and then will follow it. Two solutions are available to join the flight path. First, you can set a direct to the next waypoint, and it will create a joining path that you're...
Okay, well, let's try that. Where's our button for that thing? Okay, let's just do this one. So how do you do that?
Autopilot will follow it. Two solutions are available to join the flight path. First, you can set a direct to the next waypoint, and it will create a joining path that your autopilot will catch. Second solution is to manually steer the aircraft in selected mode until you reach the flight path. Let's do that.
So that's what we're going to do.
Give our plane a converging heading to the flight path. We are now approaching the flight path. Managed heading is selected as shown by the dot on the autopilot panel and blue nav on the FMA. Joining the path, heading disappear, nav becomes the main instruction in green, and the heading indication has been replaced by 3 dots, meaning the autopilot will get custom headings to follow the path until the end. That's it for heading control. Now let's see how to make this bird climb or descent.
Okay, well that didn't it didn't follow it last time. We'll see what happens here shortly.
Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra contact Memphis Center on 135.875. Good day.
Memphis Center, Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra, flight level tree 20.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra, Memphis Center. Radar contact, continue.
Still not following our flight path. Don't know why.
Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra contact Fort Worth Center on 126.325. Good day.
So let's focus on descent for this
126.325, Airbus X-Ray Golf Sierra.
broken down arrow on the navigation display. This is our top of descent, and we can also see it on the flight plan page. We first calculate our next target altitude, which is often the last waypoint of the standard arrival. In our case, tail at 5,000 feet. We can then input this value on the autopilot setting. Please note that changing this value doesn't make the plane climb or descend. It will remain at its current altitude. That's normal, because we need to define in which way the plane will climb or descend. There are 3 different ways to do it, and we will see all 3 of them. The top of descent has been reached. Let's use the VS function, where you would define a vertical speed to the aircraft. Let's input 2,500 feet per minute for this example, then pull the VS button. As you can see on the FMA, the autopilot targets 2,500 feet per minute and will change its thrust settings to maintain the desired speed. This first mode is the only one where the vertical speed has priority over airspeed, so if you target 10,000 feet per minute, well, you might have a surprise with the airspeed. The second way to descent is open descent. You can activate it by pulling the altitude button. In this mode, catches its target airspeed. Then it starts to pitch down and will maintain that airspeed, only pitching the aircraft as the thrust is still at idle. Please note something very important. During open descent, the autopilot doesn't care about altitude constraints along the way and will continue to descend until the instructed altitude is reached, which is 5,000 feet. If you want the autopilot to follow constraints, you need to use the third descent mode by pushing the altitude button. It's the descent mode, and as you can see, the 5,000 feet limit changed to 11. Autopilot to follow constraints, you need to use the third descent mode by pushing the altitude button. It's
Yeah,
the
that's what we
descent
did.
mode, and as you can see, the 5,000 feet limit changed to 11,000 feet, which
not
is the next
engaging.
waypoint constraint. In this mode, the plane will handle everything for you and try to manage airspeed and altitude constraints as best as it can. On the left, the airspeed indicator now has two magenta bars that represents the allowance autopilot sets for the airspeed management.
Maybe we have to
On the
expedite.
right, you might see a green dot. Best as it can, to 11th autopilot to follow constraints. You need to use the third descent mode by pushing the altitude button. It's the descent mode, and as you can see, the 5,000 feet limit changed to 11,000 feet, which is the next waypoint constraint. In this mode,
Okay, so that's how we descend. Just have to click expedite or something. Still won't follow the damn GPS.
So how does the autopilot work? Well, we can tell the autopilot is currently engaged because this green light indicates that it's currently turned on, and it controls three things: the speed, the heading, and the altitude. We're currently at 250 knots, but let's say we want to go to 280 knots. We can turn this switch to the right side, and as you can see on the display over here, there's a blue arrow next to the 280, which means we currently instructed the aircraft to go to 280 knots. And you can see engine power. So how does it
Code, iCal code. When you're satisfied, shut that one off. Make sure you can also confirm that by nav mode will pause this thing. Classic method to Manchester. Gonna take a break. Find a seat that's kind of built up in here. It's not a bad idea. Because you're new, so a really, really simple departure. It's something I recommend on in. Now watch what happens if we go back up. We have to just continue here fast. Like you grab that data first. Buy load of crank this up. When it's all this work has been done for us.
Tutorial. Starting. Gotta save to watch later.
Hello, this is Ben, and in here we've got our flight plan, and you can see all the waypoints as the bees scroll down here. So, first of all, we'll learn how to use this display over here. So you've got two knobs over here. You've got a range knob which zooms the map in and out, and then we've got this mode which plan mode. So if you scroll on the on here, then it shows you all the waypoints on your map. And then you've got this mode which has your plane in the middle, and you've got nav mode which is in the center of the display, and then you have VOR mode, and then ILS mode. So I'm going to use arc mode. You could use nav mode if you prefer to have it in the center than in the middle at the bottom. And then you have your altitudes shown here on the pink numbers. Now the next thing we'll do is set our minimum climb altitude. I'm going to set it to let's go for 1,000 feet. And then heading will be managed heading. And then speed I'm going to initially set it to 250. It's now to now I'll engage selected airspeed mode and enable autopilot. Make sure I've got managed heading and managed altitude. And now I can turn off turbo mode.
Is there people still in here? I have no idea.
And now our engines should slow down. And we should adjust. Now, as you can see, the numbers here are pink, and this is using the altitude from our waypoints to climb according to that. And you need to make sure that you've set the minimum altitude, because if I set it, for example, to 2,000, it'll start climbing to 2,000. As you can see, it's blue. And then after it's climbed to 2,000, it will start using the waypoint. So this sets the minimum altitude that, and as you can see, the plane will follow the now created here. So it will start turning and then continuing on this line, climbing at the altitudes shown by the waypoints. So now we're going to reach 2,000, and now we're going up to 2,500 according to this waypoint. Now we've switched over, and it will just keep climbing according to the waypoints. And then the same goes for later when we'll be descending. It will descend according to the waypoints as well. And you need to keep in mind to set the minimum altitude that you want to descend to. Because if you forget to change it, it won't descend according to the waypoints to lower it. So now I can just continue flying, and it will climb and descend automatically. This video is sponsored by Incredible Maths. Incredible Maths is a...
So that guy didn't really tell us anything. We'll just have to figure it out, I guess. We will. It's on heading. Now it's on nav. Okay, we're climbing again, so we need to go down to expedite. Lock in that altitude. It's gonna be a rough landing, y'all. A rough landing. It's a beautiful skin. Got some weather coming up there. Excuse me. That's cool. Ooh, satellite. I like the satellite one. Navlog. Stopwatch. Those is our heading right here. So once we get back on this flight path, we'll be at heading 275. Guess that's how we'll direct the aircraft, is just by our headings, since it doesn't want to follow the GPS. So where's EMG? There's EMG right there. And then GGG will be our next heading, KGGG. And then CAT, I wish it would tell us like said, that's the thing about VFRs and IFRs. IFRs are way easier, even though it says flight rules for IFR. But it won't expedite it. Should be coming up on the flight path, so let's go back to our, where was it? Flight details, performance, route, here we go. So we are coming up on, we can take all that stuff off. I don't remember how to do that. Flight details, payload, navlog, settings, here we go. Where's the map? There we go. So let's go back to that. Heading is going to be going to where? This is EMG 264. Go. BKEN. KGGG 264. It's not even taking us to the airport, is it? Well, we still got a lot to learn. I think we're gonna go ahead and end it here. See, like our waypoint stops right here for some reason. Not sure why. So we got a lot to learn, fellas. We're gonna keep learning. Like I said, it's a lot different than 24. So once we start learning on this a lot more, we will learn how to control this thing a little better. So we'll go ahead and end it here. Appreciate y'all guys hanging out with